There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first of our new series where we tackle the marketing plan in small chunks and upload them so we have this information available to everybody. For those of you who are live with me on Zoom, hello. For those of you who are listening to the recording on YouTube, hello as well. My name is Mugi. I'm a marketing executive here at Prive International HQ, and I'm going to be talking about the fastest way for you to achieve one star. So I don't know when you'll be listening into this, but this call is currently being recorded on the 4th of July, 2024. Currently, we are having a promotion in Prive International that's going on all the way until August, where in order to finish one star, traditionally the marketing plan gives you a 1 month period in order for you to complete one star. However, there's currently a promotion in Prive International where you are given now, instead of 1 month, 2 months, where you can have 2 consecutive months to finish your one-star manager. So if you are listening to this in early July, you have all of July and all of August combined together for you to complete the requirement to finish a one-star manager. So with that in mind, I'm here to talk about what it takes to uprank in Prive International, what it requires for you to be a one-star manager, what are the ranks before that, and with the right strategizing, what can you do afterwards? Now, I'm going to divide this talk into basically the facts about what it takes to become a one-star manager, and then I'm going to work through some of the strategies that you could, if it applies to you and the way you do business, strategies that you could apply in order for you to finish one-star manager as soon as possible. Hello to everyone who are just tuning in. Okay, so I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to share my whiteboard. Uh, can I just get a quick confirmation that you're able to view the whiteboard? Okay, I see that you guys are following me on the whiteboard already. All right, looks good. So, uh, the whiteboard will be recorded as well. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lam. I appreciate it. All right. So here's what it takes for you to go up in rank in Prive. Firstly, all of us are aware of, wait, let me do that again. Okay. So Prive International is a direct sales company where from everywhere with every purchase of Prive International devices or with a combination of purchases that amount to a minimum of 200 PV, you are given a membership in Prive International. You earn income when that membership that you are given is registered in the network. The Prive International network is a binary network, meaning that you are only allowed to direct people placed in your network. So this is the placement of the network that all of you are familiar with. And it is this placement that gives you level pairing and group pairing. So usually when you look at the income that you're making, you look at your network that looks like this, where you have two downlines, and then like they can sponsor two people, they can sponsor two people, and then everyone gets two below them, and it just builds all the way down in ever increasing number of people in your team, right? This is what we call, and I want to make this very clear, this is what we call, or I would like to call, your placement network. This is the one, this is the binary meaning two. This is the one that gives you your level pairing and your group pairing bonuses, where for every level you go down, you get level pairing. And starting from the fourth level, every level you go down, you get level pairing and group pairing based on this, the placement of people in your network. And as we all know, this placement is not dependent at all on sponsor, meaning you could have brought this guy, you could have brought this guy, maybe he could have brought this guy, maybe your upline, without even like consulting with you or asking you, could just be going on building a network below you, because placement is just putting people into the network. It doesn't matter who's the sponsor. They can be sponsored by your downline. They can be sponsored by your upline. As long as they're placed in your network, you're going to be getting the level pairing and the group pairing bonuses. This is not what I am going to talk about today. Today, in order for ranking, we are not looking at this placement network that all of us are familiar with, or this placement hierarchy, as you'll see it being noted in your back office. In order for ranking, what we look at is your uh, group. Sorry, what we look at in order for ranking, what we look at is what we call your family hierarchy in the back office, or basically the list of people that you have sponsored and that they have sponsored, and so on. Because in the placement hierarchy, you can only place two people below you, but you are not limited in the number of people you can direct sponsor. When you are direct sponsoring people, you are able to direct sponsor as many people as you want. The people that you are direct sponsoring have to be placed somewhere in your placement hierarchy. But let's say you sponsored A and let's say you sponsored B. As far as the placement is concerned, the two places below you are full. Now, if you're going on to then sponsor Mr. C, you have to place C over here. If let's say then you sponsor D, you have to place D here. And then maybe like C brings C1 and then C2 and then C1 brings C11, etc. And then you're placing uh, E all the way down here. Oops. And then you're placing E all the way down here. What the hell? Wait, sorry, just playing around with this pen thing. And then you're, Jesus. Okay. And then you're placing E all the way down here, and so on. So the point of this is that within this company, you can sponsor as many people as you want to sponsor, but you can only place two directly below you, and the third, fourth, and fifth, and so on have to be placed somewhere in your network. And based on this placement is when you're going to be getting the payments. However, you can also, in order to think about it differently as you need to do for ranking, redraw this structure where this is you and every single person that you have directly sponsored. You can think about them as your first generation of people that you have brought into the company, your children, so to speak. So you have your first generation of sponsor here, meaning you sponsored A, you sponsored B, you sponsored C. You have to place them down here because this is the network that you see in the back office. This is the binary placement network. But since you directly sponsored C, you can consider C as your direct placement. You can consider D as your direct placement. You can consider E as your direct placement, and so on. Meaning, sorry, your direct sponsor, and so on. You have sponsored all of these people. If A then proceeds to sponsor someone, A1 is directly sponsored by A, and you directly sponsored A, meaning A1 is in your second generation. If A1 then proceeds to sponsor someone else as the direct sponsor, then this would be placed down here, which is A11. To the other person drawing on my board, please don't. Thank you. I don't know how to limit that. Okay. So this is how the sponsor hierarchy works, or the family hierarchy works. If you look in your back office, you can see this structure, not in this design, but this structure under placement hierarchy in your back office. Meaning, if you now go to your back office and you look at your placement hierarchy, you're going to see your name, and then all the people you direct sponsored, you're going to see them under you. And then if you click the plus sign, you're going to see the people that they direct sponsored under you, and so on. This is what you see in your family hierarchy in the back office. And this is what I am reimagining in order to make it clearer. Now, in order for you to rank up, what you need to do is you have to bring, okay, firstly, before ranking up, let's look at something else, which I should have talked about. What are the ranks in Prive International? The ranks in Prive International are, the first rank is Future Star. If you look at the marketing plan training, to become a future star, what you need to do is that you need to have, in the marketing plan handouts, you'll see this, what they refer to as 2 DPSG with 2000 PV each. The next rank, for you to become a 1 star, you need to have 2 DPSG with 10,000 PV. For you to become a 2 star, you need 2 DPSG, each of them containing 1 star. So, as you see, over here, you run into this phrase called DPSG. What is the meaning of DPSG? DPSG stands for Direct Personal Sponsor Group. What is the meaning of, here, let me try to write this. Direct Personal Sponsor Group. DPSG. So, what does DPSG mean? What DPSG stands for is every single person that you have sponsored in Prive International, and everybody that they sponsor under them to infinity. Meaning, this is not looking at your placement here, because you can sponsor as many people as you want, you can place them in as many positions as you want, but for you to become, for Hi, sorry about that. My internet just kind of died. Mr. Lam, could you set me as host again? So I can go back to sharing. You have been made the host automatically. In order to set me as the host, you have to click the menu and make me host. Thank you. You're the best. Okay, let's get back to where we were. Understood. Okay. I've also just been informed that in the screen share, there's like stuff at the edges. So whatever I'm drawing too much at the edges, it's not very clear. So thank you to Chester for sharing that with me. I really appreciate it. Now let's go back to our whiteboard. Mm, okay, looks like I'm gonna have to make a new whiteboard. All right, fantastic. So let's do this. So where were we? We were at where we had redrawn your placement hierarchy into listing every single person that you have directly sponsored below you, and then everyone they sponsor goes below them. You can sponsor as many people as you want. That's why this you can draw this like this, because you can sponsor 100 people directly below you, and every single person that you are directly sponsoring is considered one direct personal sponsor group. So if you sponsor A, everybody he sponsors, everybody they sponsor, everybody they sponsor, everybody they sponsor, and so on. This entire collection of people that are resulting from you directly sponsoring this guy, this is one DPSG. So for you to get to the first rank, becoming future star, you need two DPSGs that finish 2000 PV. What does that mean? It means, okay, so what is two DPSGs with 2000 PV? It's two direct personal groups with 2000 PV in that direct personal sponsor group each. So a total of 4000 PVs, right, for you to become a future star. Let's say you want to become a future star through your own sales, which is also perfectly okay. So 4000 PV is 20 classics, right? So let's say you have as your strategy, you're going to go out and sell 20 classics in order for you to become a future star. And you know that you only get paid when you register the account that you get, right? So you go out, you sell 20 classics, and if you register all 20 classics as with your name as the direct sponsor, what's going to happen is now, instead of having two DPSGs with 2000 PVs each, because you're the direct sponsor for everybody, you are now going to get 20 DPSGs with 200 PV each. So that is for future star. And the same thing goes for one star. For you to finish one star, you need two people that you have directly sponsored. Only two. You cannot combine it across different people. Let's say you have directly sponsored 5 people. To become a one star, you need two DPSG. Sorry if this is too much in the edge. I'll bring it down. Okay. You need two DPSG with 10,000 PV each. So if you have directly sponsored 4 people and all of them in their direct personal groups bring in 5,000 PV, it still doesn't count. If you have sponsored 5 people and in those 5 people and their people, the people that they bring in, if let's say they bring in 10,000, 9,000, 9,000, 9,000, 9,000, it still doesn't count as one star. for you to become a one star, you need two people that you have directly sponsored and the people that they bring, not the people that is placed under them, because your upline can also place someone under you, and that person does not count at all in this conversation because he could be placed under you. You could have gotten the level pairing and the group pairing from that account, from the placement, but that account does not count at all for ranking. So in order for you to finish one-star manager, you need two people that you have directly sponsored and everyone below them that they have directly sponsored and so on to do 10,000 TV. Okay, I just want to confirm. Wait, I just got a message saying that you can't see my whiteboard. I just want to confirm, can everyone see my whiteboard? Because I've been referring to the whiteboard this entire time. If you can see my whiteboard, give me a thumbs up or something.
Mugil, I sent it to Fairuz already, the handphone. I can only look at more work, less click. I don't see any of your pictures. Thank you.
Can I get a confirmation from other people as well? Oh yeah, you can see, but got some other words in front, right? Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Maybe you can. I think if you touch those, you will be able to uh close that. It's like a menu thing. But otherwise, I think my whiteboard is being shared. So, Madam Tay, I don't know, maybe you can swipe and try to find the screen that I'm sharing. Okay, but going back to the recording, because time is of the essence. Okay, so two people that you have directly sponsored and the everybody under them is what counts as a DPSG. So if you want to finish one star, you need two people that you've sponsored and the entire group below them to finish 10,000 PV normally in 1 month, in a 1 month period. But as of the time of recording, July 2024, there's currently a promotion where you can have 2 consecutive months. So 2 consecutive months as of right now, for those of you who are listening in July 2024, where you can combine two different DPSGs, each of them finishing 10,000 PV in order for you to become a one-star manager and so on. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard Nathan's talk or even seen in our marketing plan conversations and all of that, where we recommend that as a starting strategy, people start with 3 accounts. You would no doubt have seen this structure. This is you. Maybe I can make it easier to understand by not calling this A, but by calling this actually you. And when you start in Prive International, you don't start with one account, but instead you start with 3 accounts arranged but like this. You left, you right. The purpose of doing this is, yes, in the future, unlocking 3 accounts worth of income, but also to automatically set you up for ranking. Because after you start registering 3 accounts, after that, you stop using your main account to direct sponsor anybody. After you do this, you start with 3 accounts. That's you left, and you right. Now, everybody that you end up direct sponsoring and placing anywhere on the left side, you make your left account the sponsor. Anyone that you place on the right side, you make your right account the sponsor. And then everyone who builds under them is building under them, and so on. So going back to that strategy of you finishing one star by selling 20 classics. The same idea. Now, instead of registering all 20 accounts with your name as the sponsor, the 10 on the left or the 9 on the left, well, the 10 on the left, you make your left account the sponsor, and the 10 on the right, you make your right account the sponsor. Now, if you do this and you redraw this becomes from the sponsor hierarchy that we have been drawing, also known as your family hierarchy in the back office. It will look like this. This is you. You only have two accounts as your direct sponsor, which is you left and you right as your first generation. Again, this is sponsor hierarchy, not placement. I want to make it very clear by writing this right on top. So you, according to what we have redrawn here, you have only directly sponsored two people, which is your account on the left and your account on the right. You're still on the same strategy of selling 20 classics to become a future star. But now the 10 accounts that you're going to park on the left, you're going to have it sponsored by you left. And the 10 accounts that you have on the right, you're going to have it sponsored by you right. So you redraw this as your sponsor hierarchy and not your placement. You as your main account, you've only directly sponsored you left and you right. And now the 10 classics that you're parking on the left side of the placement are all sponsored by you left. And the 10 classics that you're parking on the right are all sponsored by you right. Again, sponsor hierarchy here, not placement. Placement is binary only. Now we are just redrawing the sponsor hierarchy to look at it this way. So by doing the same thing of selling 20 classics for you to become a one star, but instead of making your account the direct sponsor, you make your left account and the right account the direct sponsor for everyone being signed under them and placed under them, which means now you have two DPSGs, you left and you right, each of them having 2000 PV, thus making you a future star. Okay, so how to go from there and look at what it takes to become a one-star manager. To become a one-star manager, you need two people that you have directly sponsored and everyone that they have sponsored to finish 10,000 PV, 10,000 PV in usually 1 month, but for July, August 2024, you can combine these 2 months. What is 10,000 PV? 10,000 PV could be. Oh, also just to clearly clarify. I know you guys get it, but just clearly clarify. This direct sponsor does not have to sponsor anyone. This direct sponsor could have sponsored A, who sponsors B, who sponsors C, who sponsors D, who sponsors E, who sponsors F, who sponsors G, who sponsors H, who sponsors I, who sponsors J, who sponsors K, who sponsors L, who sponsors M, and then M sponsors N, who does 5,000, who does, let's say, what is 10,000 PV? It's 4 bios, right? Let's say after all of this, M buys one bio, N buys one bio, O buys one bio, and then P, Q, R, S just buy a bunch of classics. And all of this added up, all of the entire sponsor hierarchy added up still makes a direct sponsor hierarchy. So you don't have to worry, there's no like cutoff on the ranking qualification. So you can just like, as long as anybody that is eventually ends up being sponsored by the person that you direct sponsor. All of them combined together, finishing 10,000 PV. 10,000 PV can be what? 50 classics, 5 pros, 10-ish premium pluses, 4 oxytabs, any combination of products, it doesn't matter, just a total of 10,000 PV coming in. Now, as of few months ago, you can now combine the PV that is in your maintenance for that direct personal sponsor group as well. Meaning, if any of these people maintain, each person maintaining sends 21 PV into the direct sponsor, personal direct personal sponsor group, and that is also a part of the 10,000 PV. So new registrations, which is how PV comes into the network, and maintenance done by everybody who is eventually sponsored by the person that you sponsored, who is eventually sponsored by you. Two of these people and their entire sponsor hierarchy down there, finishing 10,000 PV in, as of July 2024, 2 consecutive months, July and August. If you're listening to this after the promotion, then it probably has gone back to your usual 1 month. In that case, you have 1 month to finish this. As of July 2024, you have 2 months. You can combine July and August. So now you have to think about, now you have to go back and look at your sponsor hierarchy. Sorry, now you have to go back and look at your back office. The first thing you look at your back office is your main page, where the moment you log in and then you close the info page, you're going to see like your photo here, your apa nama, your member username here, the level information, today's PV, all of that. But you will also see direct sponsor berapa orang, how many, sorry, direct sponsor, how many people. This is the important information. Because you, without realizing this aspect of the ranking, may have direct sponsored a gazillion people, or 1 million people, or 100 people, or 10 people, or 3 people, or 4 people, it doesn't matter, or 100 people. People have done that. I know someone who has directly sponsored 1,000 people and then got unhappy because she was wondering why she never went up in rank. It was actually because all of the people that she sponsored, because she kept direct sponsoring them with her personal account, it all became split into multiple DBSGs. That's why you need to go and look at this, see how many people you have direct sponsored, and then from this select two people that you're going to, two groups, two direct personal sponsor groups that you're going to work with. This is step one in your back office. Step two in your back office, after identifying the number of people that you have direct sponsored, okay, step two, after identifying the number of people that you have direct sponsored, click on navigate and go to family hierarchy. Also, quick note to everybody who are listening in anytime from the 4th of July until the 9th of July. So there have been some issues coming in with the back office being slow to load. Prive International's IT department has been keenly taking note of all of the issues coming up. The reason is, in a way, Prive International's incredible growth. We have had so many new members worldwide because right now we are having a lot of like large groups of people joining Prive in one go, like other companies, etc. Our growth is in our third year. Our growth is still like super fast and just ever increasing month by month in terms of our sales numbers, our registration, our PWG growth. Prive International, as of July 2024, is still on this incredible growth trajectory that is mind-blowing in the direct sales industry. And we should all be proud to be associated with Prive International. However, as a result of all of these new members coming in, the back office has not been able to cope. Therefore, Prive International has invested in a massive upgrade to our back office, IT, server hardware, and all of this that is going to happen this month. Therefore, during the upgrade will take place over 3 days, the 9th of July, the 10th of July, and the 11th of July. During these 3 days, the back office will be closed and you will not be able to make any transactions, whether registration, checking your back office, all of this. 9th to 11th, you're not going to be able to open the back office at all. 9th to 11th of July 2024. For just for anyone listening into a recording in the future. So if you're listening in before the before the shutdown, just keep in mind and do a lot of this planning beforehand. Buy your products beforehand, register your people beforehand, withdraw your money beforehand, do all of this beforehand so you're not caught unawares. Okay, that being said, go to your back office, go look at your family hierarchy. The family hierarchy is the sponsor hierarchy that I've been drawing, except arranged in a more linear fashion, where you have your sponsor username at the top, a lot of people down here, all of the pluses that you see that will automatically open when you open your family hierarchy. If you close all the pluses, that list of people you see directly tied into below your name are all the people that you've directly sponsored. Then you can go below them, below them, below them. What you see in family hierarchy is the sponsor hierarchy. So now go to your family hierarchy and look at all the people that you've directly sponsored. Look at all the people below them. Pick two different direct personal sponsor groups. You don't have to pick this main guy over here. It could be anyone below, 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 but they all have to come to two out of as many direct sponsors as you have. Pick two people and then focus on, or rather pick two DPSG. After you have selected two DPSG, select, this is optional, this is a strategy. Now I have gone from the rules of ranking into now suggesting different strategies. So all of my words from now are not hard rules, but different ideas for you guys. So there's a lot of, like, the rule is that you need to have two DPSG with 10,000 PV each. How you bring the 10,000 PV, we kind of don't really care. If you sell 8 bios and you just park them in accounts under your name, that still counts as like two DPSG with 4 bios each underneath. If you don't want to even look at all of your old accounts and you want to start fresh, you can do that also. Ignore all of your current sponsored people. Sign 2 new accounts directly sponsored by you. And then, because then that would count as the DPSG PV as well. So let's say you want to finish 1 star by selling 8 bios, right? Four under each DPSG. So you sign up 2 new accounts directly sponsored by you with 2 of the bios, and the remaining 3 bios are sponsored by that 1 new bio account that you've sponsored. So that means that now you have these 2 new DPSGs with 10,000 PV per DPSG, thus granting you the rank of 1 star. Or you can, as I mentioned earlier, go look at your family hierarchy, see the people you have now, select 2 DPSGs, and then select 3 people per DPSG that you can identify as leaders and try to turn them into a future star. A future star needs to bring 2,000 PV per DPSG. So if one future star gives you 10,000 PV total, 3 future stars can give you up to 12,000 PV. Even if one of them does not make it, then that's still a bit extra to cover So you identify 3 people per DPSG. And if you're doing this in July, you have 2 months, you have July and August that you can combine. If you're doing this at some point after August 2024, then you only have 1 month to do this. You select those 3 people per DPSG and you work on making them a future star. Meaning now you go down onto the field and instead of worrying about your sales, your personal sponsor, whatever, you just focus on making these 6 people future stars. That will give you that overriding PV in those DPSGs in order for you to become a 1 star. And all of that PV that's coming in is going to come in through registration, obviously, and those registrations will be placed in your network, obviously, because these are coming under your DPSGs. And when those registrations are placed in the placement hierarchy, the binary thing we spoke about earlier, then you will get your level pairings and group pairings. Okay, let us summarize. We are at the end of our discussion. I'm going to open this up for Q&A, but let us summarize. In order for you to become I'm going to change the pen color now. I'm going to choose purple, my favorite color. Okay. In order for you to become a 1-star manager, and if you do this, you will get 300 USD in your register wallet, and you will get this cool looking pin thing that has like 1 star on it. Forgive my drawing. It looks so much cooler in real life. I can't draw for the life of me. Okay. So you get 300 RW in your you get 300 USD in your register wallet. You get a cool looking pin. We give you a cert. It's fun. In order for you to become a 1-star manager, you need 2 direct. Wait, right, there we go. Personal sponsor groups. You need 2 direct personal sponsor groups to do 10,000 PV each. So if one DPSG does 20,000 PV and the other one does 9,999 PV, you are still not a future star. You get where I'm coming from. The rules are the rules. So 2 direct personal sponsor group with 10,000 PV each, that makes you a 1-star manager. And just to clarify again, a direct personal sponsor group is someone that you have directly sponsored, and everyone that they have sponsored, everyone that they sponsor, everyone that they sponsor, and so on. This 10,000 PV can come from new registration in that DPSG. It can also come from upgrading any account in that DPSG. And it can also come from maintenance of any of the account in that DPSG. Each maintenance gives you 21 PV. Each registration gives you the PV of the product or the package. Each upgrade gives you the PV of the product or the package. All of this combined, 10,000 PV per direct personal sponsor group, and you need 2 of them. If you do this, you're a 1-star manager. And with 2 direct personal sponsor groups, you can go all the way up to Sapphire Director, by the way. So I tend to recommend people just focus on 2 at the moment, go all the way up to Sapphire. Some people focus on 8 and they start off immediately on the road to Crown Ambassador. Different strategies, different people, different suggestions and ideas. But the rules are the same. 1-star manager means 2 DPSG, each of them doing 10,000 PV. And it is 10:45. Thank you very much for listening in very patiently. I now open up the floor, at least the people in Zoom. If anyone wants to ask me questions, you can now unmute yourself or type in the chat. I take it from the silence that everyone has understood what I've been going on about. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me as well. In the meantime, for everyone listening in live on Zoom and over the internet in the future, remember that one star manager just means two direct personal sponsor groups, two people that you've directly sponsored, and everyone under them to do 10,000 PV in 1 month. If you're listening to this in July 2024, you have July and August in a special promotion that we are running right now. So go for it. Go for that one star. You can go for that one star by selling products. You can go for that one star by building future stars under you. Whatever strategy you select, go for it, run with it, make it happen. All of us here in marketing at Prive International are here to support you and your growth in your business. We love you and we want to see you make as much money as possible. So with that, since we have no questions, thank you very, very much, everybody. We will pick this up again. Okay, so keep in mind that the 9th, 10th, and 11th, the back office is going to be closed. However, yes, for just to clarify, the promotion has been running since last month. So for those of you who have started this one-star manager journey in June, it is June and July. For those of you who are starting now in July, it is July and August. So if you started last month, it still counts. You're still on the track. You can combine June and July and become a one-star manager. But we're also doing this program early in July for those of you who want to plan for it and get it done in July and August. Okay, so the back office is going to be closed at the date of recording. The back office is going to be closed next week, 9th to 11th of July. Uh, mm, yeah, it's going to be closed 9th to 11th of July. However, this is when we have the back office training next week, along with another marketing plan training as well. These programs will continue, but in a slightly limited fashion. Luckily for us, the topic next week for the back office training is wallets. So my dear colleague, Mr. Chester, will be walking you through the different wallets, what you can do with them, how you can use them, etc. We'll be using slides since you cannot open the back office and follow along. So we will just give you the information regarding the wallets, what they are, what they can do, and so on. And you can practice what you've learned after the back office reopens again on the 12th. Similarly, on the 11th, we have the marketing plan training, where again, my colleague, Mr. Chester, will be coming in and talking about our bronze package, which I am. Yes, so my colleagues will be coming on and talking about the bronze package. And even for that, we will be using our slide to refer to the bronze package. And if you have any questions regarding and if you would like to register anyone under the bronze package, you can do that after the back office reopens again after the 11th on the 12th. That ends all our announcements. And once again, Prive International stands strongly behind all of our leaders. We care about our people. We are proud of the fact that we have established such an international direct sales network. But we also understand that it is the success of our leaders that is our success as Prive International, the company. So speaking on behalf of Prive International, thank you for being a part of us. We look forward to seeing you make so much money and succeed beyond your wildest dreams and have all of your dreams come true with Prive International. Thank you very much, everyone. See you again next Tuesday, same link. And for those of you who are listening in online, goodbye. And well to everyone, goodbye.